Hi, my name is Eloise Skinner, and today I'm going to talk about how to get into UCL for law. So I studied law at Cambridge University. I'm a former corporate lawyer and now an author and a writer, and I received an offer from UCL as well, so I did go through the application process there. And I'm going to talk to you about tips and tricks to enhance your application. I've been helping students get into the university of their choice for over 10 years now. We have an exceptionally high admission success rate at the profs, which is 95% the students applying to UCL. So the first key questions to ask yourself on your journey towards law at UCL are twofold. Number one, why law? And number two, why law at UCL? Now, if you've seen previous videos on getting into King's College or LSE, you'll know these questions are quite similar, but the answers might be quite different, especially in terms of the actual university itself and what that offers. So I would see your application process as a 3-step journey starting about 6 to 12 months before you apply, or maybe even before that. It is important to know that UCL do have some subject-specific requirements on their website, so subjects that you would need to choose for A-level, depending on what you're already studying. And they do also have some GCSE requirements, so the grades that you need to achieve for GCSE. In this 6 to 12 month pre-preparation phase, you'll be doing general academic profile development and really looking at this question of why law? So why is law interesting to you? And remember that in the English legal system, your law degree won't necessarily be connected to your career as a lawyer. So the question is, why is an academic law degree interesting to you? Why is the study of law interesting? And how are you going to pursue this curiosity over the next 3 years of your law degree? In terms of this question of why law, one of the best things you can do to figure out if law is for you is by doing some reading. And as a law student, you'll be doing a lot of reading. So this is the great place to get started with your introductory reading lists. In terms of the books that you select for these introductory reading lists and the ones that you discuss on your personal statement, you can look online for recommended reading lists for any of the top tier universities. And you'll also find a lot of recommendations on online forums like the Student Room. Alongside your reading list, you can also be doing things like obtaining work experience, and definitely try and obtain some legal related work experience if possible. This doesn't necessarily have to be in a law firm or at a barrister's chambers. This could be a corporate work experience where you spend a little bit of time with the legal team, or even a voluntary or part-time opportunity where you're really focusing in on the legal aspects of your job. So for example, the contractual relationships or the employment rights or the rules and regulations of whatever that business does. You can also visit the courts, most of which are open to the public in England, and it is definitely worth visiting a variety of courts to get a really good sense of the justice system in action. During this time, you'll also be thinking about your personal statement and the things that you want to write on there. So any kind of positions of responsibility, for example, at your school, prefect, head girl, head boy, clubs, debating, mooting, or any kind of academic profile development that you can get going in this period will be really helpful when it comes to writing your personal statement. During the next phase, let's say 6 to 3 months before you apply, it is really important to try and book into an open day if possible. Open days are the best way to find out about a university, not just from what they say on paper or on their website, but a real experience of what that university feels like for you, the people that you meet, and the insights that you can gain from actually navigating those days in person. If you're not able to attend an open day in person, most universities will offer a virtual option, so that's definitely worth doing. And there are lots of other ways you can interact with the university as well to better understand its teaching styles and its culture. For example, social media insights, YouTube videos, even podcasts, webinars, presentations, or any other courses that they offer. During this time, you'll also be thinking about the rest of your UCAS application and your references. So it is definitely worth checking with your school as to who will be writing a reference and the ways that you can better showcase your skills. UCL is also a university that does require the LNAT. So during this 3 to 6 month preparation phase, you'll also be working on your LNAT skills. And if you want more tips and advice on how to do the best on your LNAT, definitely check out our video on the LNAT. It is important to note that UCL typically don't offer interviews, so your decision will be based predominantly on your LNAT score, your personal statement, your predicted grades, and your references. In the final months of preparation, you'll be continuing work on your LNAT and also finalising your personal statement and references. You can also return to this question of why law and why UCL to really solidify your determination and passion for the subject and also for the university. In terms of why UCL specifically, and especially if you're looking at other London universities like King's College or LSE, check out our specific videos on those universities if you're interested in those. But in terms of why UCL, you might want to think about factors like, what does the university offer that is different from other universities? And the best way, as we've already mentioned, is to attend an open day, to ask people directly and to look at the information available on their website. But a couple of things that are interesting to note about the UCL law degree specifically. The first is that UCL does offer a variety of programs related to law, so you can blend, for example, law with another legal system. And there is a big emphasis on incorporating other legal systems or international law into the context of the law degree itself. If you check out the UCL website, you'll also see that there's a big focus on the administration of justice and the practical application of law, which could be a little bit different from some of the other universities that we've talked about that have a very, very strong focus on the academic side of law, for example, Cambridge and Oxford. UCL's website conveys a bit more of a focus on the practical application of law. So for someone who is very career orientated or very keen to apply the law in reality, this might be something to consider. Ultimately, though, it still is an academic law degree, so it is really important that you are interested in the study of law on an academic level rather than the practice of law as a career. If you feel like you would benefit from any support, guidance, mentoring, or assistance with your application and your journey towards UCL for law, definitely check out the information on screen now. We have many years of experience assisting students into the university of their choice, including UCL for law. And as always, best of luck with your application.